Yo, yo, yo. What up, my dudes and dudettes? Happy Saturday, man. I hope everybody's weekend's starting well. We had a good night last night. Boy, Devolver was something. It was a bit disappointing, I'll tell you, for something that I was really looking forward to. Devolver was a bit disappointing. Didn't get to see nearly the amount of games that I expected to see out from underneath Devolver that they're supposed to be releasing this year, which was weird. But they didn't disappoint really on the production side. It was what you expect out of Devolver. Weird, funky. You can't ever quite tell what you're going to get out of Devolver, and they definitely followed through with that on that front again, you know. So, but showcases were good yesterday, and we're gonna be watching a lot more showcases today, man. We got dude, lots of showcases actually. What do we got going on today? So today we've got the Wholesome Games starting at about 11 o'clock. So probably 2 to 3 hours after the news segment here, we'll be doing Wholesome Games. Then each of these will be kind of following each other up, which is Latin American Game Showcase, Future of Play Direct, Women-Led Games, and then finally Future Game Show. So that'll be all of the showcases for today. This is the schedule that we're going off of right here, if anybody needs the link. And, yeah, it'll be a good day, man. A little bit of X-Defiant, yeah. Video gaming news, X-Defiant, and then more showcases. So on that note, let's get into it. What's up, Soup? How you doing, buddy? Let's go. Video gaming news for today, June 8th. Let's do it. TV, sports, TV. What are you doing, dude? What are you doing? What
and TV sport.
Wait, what?
Sport.
Television,
TV. For Call of Duty.
Oh, Jesus, here we go. Oh, my God. You're a trip, bro. Just hold on to your horses, man. You're getting your flipping Black Ops 6 showcase tomorrow. Just hold on. We got plenty of showcases today. Okay? Live in the moment, baby. Live in the moment. Yeah, we saw this yesterday. Everything announced it and featured it Day of the Devs. I mean, we're watching these showcases every day, so I might pull these up and just, you know, quickly glance at them for everybody. But, you know, there's going to be a lot of news right now, but a lot of it's going to be stuff that we're watching together every day as well. So we'll see how much of it I really want to dive into and feel like is necessary to dive into. Yeah, the next game coming out from the Dead Cells developer designer looks pretty interesting. Let's get in here. Let's see. Body Cam is out on Steam. It feels more like a horror game than a competitive shooter. Did we see this? I don't know that we saw this. Let's take a look at that. Harry Potter Quidditch video game drops first trailer. Like, I'm sorry, this is a really scummy play on the part of WB. Not the fact that they're coming out with a dedicated Quidditch game. Cool. Right? But what's scummy is that they literally released Hogwarts Legacy last year. Right? And would not let Avalanche Games put Quidditch in the game when it was a game centered around Hogwarts. WB would not let them put Quidditch in that game because they wanted to come out with a dedicated Quidditch game, and they were afraid if people got to play Quidditch in any capacity in Hogwarts Legacy, it would prevent people from playing this dedicated game they were coming out with. It felt bad. It felt bad. For anybody that's a fan of Harry Potter and the, you know, is familiar with the lore around that universe at all, or anything that has to do with the school itself, right? Quidditch is involved. So it's, you know, it feels bad to me that we knew this was coming, but it's just a real scummy look from WB. WB is one of those companies that I have a lot of negative things to say nowadays, and it just keeps getting worse for them, man. Thoughts on Summer Game Fest? No, I haven't discussed it yet this morning. We'll get into it. Decameron. Yep, we'll get into it. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull up a summary of the showcase itself. That way we can kind of take a look at everything that was announced, and I'll give everybody kind of my thoughts about it. You know. Yeah. So we've got the Day of the Dev stuff up. So we'll take a look at that. We'll go ahead and look at Games Radar for everything announced at Summer Games Fest Live. Again, I probably won't like deep dive into everything announced. I'll kind of glance over a lot of it, kind of briefly talk about some of the more important things I think that were announced through these different showcases and stuff. No, we cannot deep dive into COD, but thanks. You can go deep dive into swimming with some COD if you would like. You know, you'll get plenty of Call of Duty news tomorrow. We don't care right now. All right, we don't care right now. What was that, Decameron? I'm instigating. Yeah, nice. What's up, Davey? How you doing, buddy? Yeah. Yeah, I thought there was some good... Yeah, I mean, you know, we knew we were going to see a bunch of the Blumhouse stuff as well. Blumhouse is bringing a bunch of new horror stuff to the industry also, which was cool to see. I love horror stuff, you know, and so I think Blumhouse has been doing good stuff on the side of horror in the entertainment industry for a long time, and it's going to be interesting to see how they are able to relate that into their venture into the video gaming industry as well. That side of the entertainment industry, right? So we got a bit of a glance at that. Yeah, thinking of leaving soon. Have some breakfast. Breakfast is good, man. Yeah. Sorry you have to go to work, man. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, we saw a good amount of some horror stuff. Yeah. Some of it looked okay. Some of it looked not really that okay to me. And what I will tell you is that of the recent showcase stuff, we did get to see some of the Silent Hill 2 remake stuff, and that game does not look very good to me. I'll be very blunt. Yeah, I do too, Decameron. I do too, man. Yeah. You know what was weird was, like, you know, you see this right here. Dude, I thought New World was totally dead. I didn't think that Amazon was still going to be trying to push content for New World. But apparently they are, which is kind of weird in my opinion. I don't think they stand a real hot chance to bring this game back into something viable, to be honest with you. I could be wrong. It's happened before. But They made a lot of mistakes early on in this game that really, really crushed the player base. And I just don't know that they can recover. Really, you thought that the game looked good too? See, I don't see it. I don't see it. And this is another part of my problem here. You're talking about a company that is making in Bloober Team, right? Making Silent Hill 2. I've never seen them do anything good horror-wise. I actually tried to play Layers of Fear during Scaretober last year. I played the first one and I almost flushed it. And I couldn't play the second one. See, this is the thing that's weird for me. I want Silent Hill 2 to be very good. I want it to be very good. And honestly, I don't think that Bloober had a lot on their plate to make it good because the game has already been made. It's an iconic game. Now, this is the thing about remakes. If you're remaking an iconic game, you have to make sure that you're doing it right. You have to make sure you're doing it right. There's always going to be this, like, I talk about this a lot. I talk about this a lot with the remakes. You know, if you're remaking an iconic game, and I'll give you an example of one recently that I think did pretty good, even though I'm not a fan of the company behind it, which is EA, Dead Space. Okay, Dead Space remake, right? So you're talking about you have to walk this real thin line, if you will, about staying true to what made the game iconic in the first place while still finding ways to maybe modernize it, right? And it's not always an easy task, correct? But when it comes down to it for Bloober Team, they didn't have to write the story. They didn't have to develop character narratives. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have to do a lot of the behind the scenes work for this game. It was done a long time ago. All they really had to worry about was sticking true to what made the game iconic in the first place and modernizing it a bit. So a lot of, you know, when you talk about building a game from the ground up, a lot of times what has to happen is you have to have a lot of those components built from scratch. You have to get the writing. You have to, you know, develop a narrative. You have to develop characters. You know, all of that kind of stuff. And a lot of it was already done for them. So then whenever I watch the trailers, I'll be honest, it doesn't look very good to me. It just doesn't. I don't know what it is. I'm not seeing it. And maybe part of it is because I'm a little bit jaded by what I've experienced from Bloober before. But their games have not rubbed me the right way, if you will. Like, Layers of Fear was terrible. It was terrible. And I don't know why they're being tabbed to make a game like this. Other than maybe they're just... Really? See, I don't see it. I don't see the it looks graphically good thing. I don't see that. And I'm not one of those people that's graphically, you know, for me, I'm always one of those people that I care more about the gameplay. I care more about the gameplay implementation. I care more about how the game feels, how it performs, how the mechanics are in the game, stuff like that. Well, we'll see, Decamarin. We'll see. I don't think you can truly say that yet. Because the game's not out yet, and you can't really tell. Obviously, it's going to be way more modern than it was back then. But are they modernizing it in the right way? That's the big question. You know, are they modernizing it in a way that's going to take away from the original experience? Or are they modernizing it in the right way where they're improving upon what maybe wasn't able to be done in the first place, but still holding true to what made the game iconic in the first place? There's a big difference, dude. There's a big difference. And until the game releases, we won't know that. Right? And that's kind of what I'm talking about here. So, again, I think for me, I've never seen Bloober do anything fantastic. And I'm not impressed with what I've seen out of the game so far. Visually, what I've seen out of the game so far does not look very good to me. But I'm also one of those people that I don't need a game to look of the highest, most elaborate graphical fidelity for me to enjoy it. I care much more about a smooth gameplay experience, very good gameplay mechanics, and stuff like that. So, but whenever you're showcasing a game in the first place, I'll tell you what, the game looks chunky, dude. It looks chunky to me. The frame, it looks real stuttery and stuff like that. And people are like, well, it's not done yet. Yeah, it's not done yet, but it's going to be it's going to be out in about 4 months, you know? And so it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell. I hope it's good, dude. I hope it's good. You know what I mean? I really do. Because the fans of Silent Hill 2 deserve to have a really, really, really good game in Silent Hill 2 Remake. I want it to be fantastic. I want it to be fantastic. Because they deserve for it to be. But I just don't trust Bloober. That's my problem. I don't trust Bloober, dude. I just don't. Yeah, I will give you that. I will give you that. I do think the latest trailer that we saw in the PlayStation Showcase was better than the original one that came out. Yeah. I do think so too. Yeah. For sure. Nah, Syke says nah. But I still just wasn't impressed. I mean, that's the thing that's hard for me. I wasn't impressed with either one, really. I think the latest one was better, but neither one of them was really impressed in me that much. Worst people ever. This dude. What's up, brother? But we'll get all the, like, I'll pull up summaries of the showcases from yesterday, even though we watched them in here, and we'll look at everything. We'll talk about. Here's my I have trouble with Summer Games Fest. I hate Jeff Keighley, dude. I can't stand Jeff Keighley. Worse than Rust players. Jeff Keighley lost all credit with me. Yeah, go ahead and elaborate, and I'll give you some feedback on how I feel about that. Verge might have been good. No, we got, yeah, we're good. We're good on that front. We're fine. Yeah, we're just getting a bunch of summaries. I knew we would, but... Syke, how's your day going, buddy? I will say that, dude, like again, if people didn't hear me say this, I'm pretty disappointed in the Devolver showcase, unfortunately. Devolver's always one of my favorite showcases because I think that the production quality is fantastic. And you never know what to expect out of Devolver. And Devolver is one of those publishers. They're one of my favorite publishers, so I'm a little bit biased. But they also aren't afraid to, like, throw shade at the rest of the industry. Like last year, dude, they were throwing shade about other companies using AI and stuff like that, you know? Passed out last night somewhere into the show. Yeah, no worries, buddy. An excellent indie horror game that can run on max settings, even on PS2, since it reflects PS1 era graphics. Let me play it on either on Series X or PS5. Is that what you meant? I'm good, brother. I'm a little bit tired. I didn't sleep super great last night, but I'm all right. Thanks for asking, dude. Okay, Decamarin. Yeah. So, I mean, I've had this conversation. Now, I understand where you're coming from. I had this conversation a couple of days ago with somebody, and it's a business thing, right? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you get it. It's a business thing, is what it is, right? So, Look, man, I mean, this is one of the reasons, it's just another one of the reasons why I have really removed myself from the console side of gaming. There's so much business-oriented focus that is just takes advantage of consumers, really. And doesn't have a focus on your player base, your consumer. You're trying to take care of the people that have really built you up to be the business that you are nowadays. You know, I mean, it happens on all sides of the industry, but it feels to a greater extent on the console side, which is why I've moved away from it in large part. You know, and it happens in a lot of different ways. But I had this discussion. I mean, here's the thing. November of this year, right? November of this year, we will be 4 years into the life cycle of PS5 and Xbox Series S and X, correct? And what that means is that we will be over what is the baseline. The baseline life cycle for a console is about 7 years, roughly, right? It varies, but the baseline on average is roughly 7 years for a console, right? And every time you hit that halfway mark, developers quit making games and quit putting games on the previous consoles, right? And it is, it's just always like that. And a big part of it's the business. It's because, you know, they are trying to really ramp down anybody being on the previous consoles. They want people buying into the modern current gen consoles, and they are preparing for what is to come next. And then it starts over again, because now when PS6 comes out, right, we'll start this whole debacle over again. Yeah. And this is one of those things that, you know, when you're talking about these games that, you know, don't play on the new generation or the old generation, only the new generation or whatever. This is where, for me, PC is always winning, right? For me, PC. Oh, dude, there it is. Yo, where's Soup at, dog? Brother, where's Soup? Where's Soup, dude? The Soup. Oh, he's gone right now. No flipping way. Dude, there he is. Oh, there he is, brother. Yo. I wasn't finding you in chat, dude. Yo. Yes. Yes. Perfect. Yo, Deck and Marin. Great example, dude. Great example. Bro, Degamer, dude, Soup is always in here trying to push the Apple narrative, and we're always trolling him about these same things you're talking about, dude. Yeah. So that's the, you know, kind of what you're getting at with the console stuff is one of the reasons why I moved away from it in large part. It just feels so stupid. You know, they try to also, I mean, another side of this problem is, you know, they try to get you to double and triple dip on games all the time and stuff like that. It's like, I'll give you a perfect example. You talked about like Nintendo, you know. Nintendo came out with Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U. Dude, like 9 years ago? Almost 10 years ago now. And that game came out on the Wii U. What'd they do? They ported it to the Switch, right? But they don't care if you already bought that game for the Wii U. They came out with new hardware. And if you want to play Mario Kart 8 on, it's still Nintendo's platform, but if you want to play it on their new hardware, even though it's the same game in almost all aspects, you're going to pay $60 again, you know? And that's the thing that doesn't make sense. And then that's, in my opinion, one of the greatest things that PC has an advantage over the console world. You don't have to deal with that kind of stuff. You buy a new PC, you modernize, you build a new PC, whatever. You just access your library. You don't have to worry about that bullcrap, you know? And the console world has been scummy like that for a long time. They just keep doing it, keeps getting worse. They don't want to give backwards compatibility. They don't want to give, you know what I mean? It's just, it's incredibly, incredibly gross, dude. Random mode time. Yo, you can either get a sub on : what is that called? I can't remember what that's called. Or Dog Champ. Let's go. I think, you know, I'm not gonna throw shade at anybody for enjoying Apple products. I think that I understand why. My first smartphone ever was an Apple smartphone, and then I tried Android, and I was like, I will never ever go back, never. And I think it just has to do with, you know, your preferences, really. You know, I think it has to do with your preferences. But what I will say is that Apple is really, really terrible about the kinds of things they try to do to consumers. You know, they overcharge. They try to find ways to like charge for things that they shouldn't be charging people for. You know, it's incredibly gross. I mean, that's why they get memed about that kind of stuff all the time. So, I mean, as a company, I find Apple disgusting. Which, I mean, it's not like they're the only company in the, you know, mobile industry that is disgusting, right? Oh, yeah. Yeah, Dick Mayer. I mean, they've done all kinds of disgusting stuff. I mean, you know, I mean, the list goes on and on and on, right? But, I mean, I think at least on the Android side, you've got a plethora of options. You've got all kinds of companies that you can look to provide you with devices and, you know, things like that. Obviously, you know, if it's on Android, it's going to be an operating system that's, you know, it's not, you know, you're still at the whim of, you know, the Android operating system, right? But when you're talking Android, you've got a lot of different companies that are competing, right? And competition, what competition does, we talk about that a lot in here. Competition elevates companies to try and outdo each other with quality, right? Because the higher your quality and the better you treat your customers, the more likely you are to have repeat customers and to bring in customers, right? With Apple, they don't have anybody to compete with. It's just them. So they do whatever they want to their consumers. And that's why you see this kind of stuff, right? It's unfortunate. It is. But again, like, I'm not gonna throw shade at anybody for using Apple. I troll Soup a lot because Soup trolls me a lot. We've got that kind of relationship, you know. What I mean? we have fun with each other about it. It's fine. But, you know, I understand there's a big difference between the operating systems and the functionality of them, and people have preferences for that kind of stuff, and that's fine. That's fine, you know. You have USB-C finally, right? Fast charging on one model. That's exactly, you're proving my point, you know. It was so disgusting to hear that they're like, "Oh, we got USB-C, but you can only have fast charging if you buy the Pro model or whatever." It was like, Jesus Christ. You know, like, how disgusting is that, dude? Jesus. So terrible, dude. Soup, you're just feeding me fuel, dude. Let's keep going here. Yeah, let's pull up the Bloomhouse stuff. No, I don't believe it. I'm not clicking on that, dude. I'm scared. Yeah, we were pretty sure. Why do I need to click on it at Summer Games Fest? I've already seen Summer Game Fest, dude. I mean, that sounds like Apple. What is this, dude? No. What is this? No, it's not. Gross. I knew that's what that was going to be. Who is Lego Horizon Adventures for? We'll take a look at that. This game, I mean, we knew that there had been talk for about the past week and a half about a Lego Horizon game coming to us. And, dude, I'll say what I've been saying. I have played an amount of the Lego games. I'm not like a big prominent, like I need to play every one that comes out or anything, but I've played an amount. I've played some of the Harry Potter ones. I've played some of the Marvel ones. I've played some of the Batman ones, you know, like DC ones or whatever. And they're fun, dude. They're funny. They're fun. I think they're a good time. They're entertaining. I think it's a chill experience. It's a chill experience. They do a really good job with them. They're pretty funny. You know what I mean? And why not? Why not make a Horizon one? You know, I was like, well, that's a cool universe. I think the Legos play well there. And for people that enjoy those games, I think it'll be a good experience, you know? Sounds like Apple. I would have never imagined that. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, Civilization 7 got... here's the thing for me. There's going to be a lot of people that are excited about Alan Wake 2 DLC. I thought that game was trash, dude. I thought Alan Wake 2 was terrible. I got soft-locked out of the game. My playthrough. I got soft-locked in my playthrough. I would have had to gone back and replayed like 6 hours of content. You know? Not only that, but I didn't think Alan Wake 2 was very good. I thought that the story was janky. I thought it was written poorly. I didn't think that the experience was overly... I thought it was very mediocre all the way around. Like the combat, you know, it was just meh. I think that it was a really short-sighted thing for them to remove Barry. Alan Wake 1 was much better than Alan Wake 2 in my opinion. And a big part of it was because of Barry's comedic relief. Barry's comedic relief in Alan Wake 1 was phenomenal. And Barry was just not there in Alan Wake 2. Unfortunately, you know? And I've never understood why so many people liked Alan Wake 2 so much. I just didn't see it. It was a weird game, dude. It was weird. And it feels like there's so many, like, there's a lot of the industry that just has, like, a hard-on for Remedy or something, dude. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. Alan Wake 2 was not nearly as good as I felt like most people gave it credit for. But that's part of, you know, us just being human as well, you know. There are a lot of times where I've loved games that other people haven't liked, and, I mean, it's always going to happen vice versa sometimes, too, you know. But personally, it just was not there for me, dude. Civilization 7 got announced. A lot of people are going to be stoked about that. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. Dude, I got to have that up because my son's going to be jacked. Do you guys think the new Star Wars game from... Well, I can't even think of the name. Outlaws, right? Star Wars Outlaw. Do you guys think that game's going to be any good? Coming out of Ubi. We saw a new trailer for it, right? Yeah, we'll recap the Devolver Showcase 2 right there. Yo, here, Soup, this is for you. PlayStation Free Store credit available for GTA fans right now. This is for you. I got you, homie. Yeah, we read about this the other day. So this wasn't like a Summer Games Fest thing, but I was actually talking to Syke about this yesterday too, after the news. The Thing, the movie The Thing, which was a 82 or 84 movie originally, and then it got remade in 2011, I think, something like that. We actually watch partied the remake movie here in the channel back, dude, I think the first year of streaming. But the game was made in the 90s, if I remember correctly. There was a game made in the 90s, and it was actually supposed to be more of like a sequel, story-wise, to what the movie presented. And it's being remastered and by Night Dive Studios. Now, I think this will be their first full project out from underneath being owned by Atari now. But hopefully Atari won't be messing with the process too much. And this game originally got really, really good ratings, so hopefully the remaster will be really good. 1 second. Yes, new Power Rangers game, very retro take on the whole like side scroller beat 'em up kind of game, you know. Kaz is stoked. This was actually pretty cool too. Innersloth, the developer of Among Us, announced an indie game fund, which is really, really neat. I'm going to bring this up. I'm going to promote this. This is really cool. Where was the, How did this look? Yeah, that's fine. We'll keep that one up. That's good. I'm interested in what Monster Hunter Wilds is actually going to be like. I think if they really flesh out more of an open world feel for a game like that over what Monster Hunter World was, it'll be better. You know, not that Monster Hunter World was bad, but it just felt weird that you were just always dropping into arenas, you know. We got a story cinematic trailer kind of thing for Batman Arkham Shadow, but I think gameplay is what we need to see there. Black Myth Wukong won't be on Xbox at launch, by the way. There's been so much hype about this game for so long now. Cult of the Lamb Unholy Alliance update coming in August. Yo, this is multiplayer for Cult of the Lamb. That's a big deal, dude. That is going to make this game so dope. But what they were promoting it as was like local co-op. And I really, really, really hope it's not just local co-op, man. I hope that you're able to like co-op with people at least on the same platform or something. You know what I'm saying? If it's just local co-op, man, that sucks. Okay. Sorry for trying to help you out, dude. You know what I mean? Excuse me, dude. Excuse me. Jeez. Some people, just ungrateful. You know? I'll just play it, bro. No, excuse me. Okay? Yeah, we saw Skate. It's EA. Who cares? The real game that skaters should be looking forward to is Skate Story coming out of Devolver. Where's Call of Duty? Probably in a toilet, dude. Bleh. Is this the one we were talking about earlier? Body cam? Is this the body cam game? Yeah, I've already got it up. We'll look at it. Multiplayer PvP, terrible performance unless you have RTX. Wait, who doesn't have RTX? Well, it just released in early access, didn't it? I was just playing, dude. We'll take a look at it. I haven't really seen much about it yet, honestly. He does. Yo, capybaras are pretty cool, so thanks for that. What's a capybara? Who knows? I know. Capybaras are dope, dude. And we have a community member named Cappy who loves capybaras. So, you need to quit throwing shade where shade doesn't need to be thrown. Capybaras are awesome animals. Yeah. Keep throwing shade. Here you go, Soup. This is for you too. How to sign up for the Valorant beta on PS5. There you go, brother. If you didn't already do it. Keep throwing shade and the sun won't catch you? That's deep, brother. Fear the spotlight. Yo, this is what Dick and Marin was talking about. Re-released by Blumhouse, yeah. Now, I don't know if we'll need to cover that because we've got the, unsolder my GTX 1050 from my laptop's motherboard first. So you know if it has RTX once I check it out. There you go, dude. There you go. There's the Blumhouse stuff. We'll leave that right there. Yeah, I don't, dude. What's the player base in New World nowadays, by the way? Like an old world. Yeah, dude, I didn't even think people were still playing this at all. But apparently there's a player base of around 6,000. Which, I mean, when you talk about, like, let's look at, brother. What is it? XIV. There we go. So, Final Fantasy 14. It's all listed under this. 19,000. 24-hour peaks at 31,000. What about something like Lost Ark? 18,000. 22,000. Seems pretty low in comparison, right? But I mean, it's got more still playing it than what I thought were playing it, to be honest with you. I mean, quite a bit more. I figured it was probably around maybe 1,000 to 2,000, something like that. 5K bots and wells? Yeah, maybe, dude. Yeah, yeah. Last 30 days, peak players was 94,000 on Lost Ark. Wait. Really? 94,000 Lost Ark? Final Fantasy 14 was only 36. And almost 9,000 on New World. Interesting. Yeah. I mean, there's more been playing it than what I thought, but I don't know. Yeah, we saw the Sonic X Shadow Generation stuff. That was cool. We'll probably see that in one of the recaps, actually. We talked about this yesterday. Before the showcases, we caught word that potentially Halo Combat Evolved is getting a remaster and also maybe potentially, possibly coming to PS5. You know, Microsoft and Xbox, they're on this whole new endeavor to bring a lot of their proprietary first-party games over to competitors' platforms. And the word right now, no. I like that you say that, but your entire kitchen is Xbox themed. That's so funny, dude. So will it come to PS5? You know, I don't. It's not out of the realm of possibilities, and the rumors are flying around. So, yeah, Valorant coming to console. So what? Like Pinky and I were talking about yesterday. What's going to be funny about this is Valorant coming to consoles. You know what that means? The Valorant community is going to be going nuts. They're going to, not in a good way for everything either. This is going to be having people lose their minds in a particular debate that has surrounded FPS games forever, ever in the crossplay realm, right? Oh, there is no crossplay? Wait, for reals? So you can't play with PC players if you're playing on PS5? Decamarin. That's funny, dude. Yo, sick. Yo, hey, thanks, dude. Nice article here. Cool. Yeah, let's take a look at this. Interesting. Yo, I'm gonna call out Riot on this. I'm gonna call out Riot. I'll tell you. I know that. You know what? They don't want to deal with it. I don't blame them, but they're gonna quote this as wanting to maintain integrity. They don't want to deal with the bull crap, is what it is, dude. I don't blame them at all. And it is, to an extent, it is about maintaining integrity, because you get people throwing a fit on console when they have to play with PC players. You know, all I have is joysticks. Oh, I can only do so much with these thumbs. You know, people throw a fit, dude, in FPS games. And so what's always been the response? Aim assist, right? You get aim assist on console with controllers. And then it's like, how do you balance that? You know? I only have 4 fingers on both my hands. Do you really? Wow, crazy, dude. Well, did you watch the accessibility showcase? And so, I mean, I don't blame them one bit. It's always a debacle. It's always crazy. Thanks for that article, Soup. Yeah, we'll cover that one, dude. We'll see all this stuff. We'll see all that. Yeah. We'll see that. Yeah, we got that up. Yeah. Oh, brother, this game looks amazing. Did you guys see the Killer Bean stuff? Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 looks really good as well. Oh, the First Descendant. I played the beta of the First Descendant. And why don't console gamers ever flush their toilet? Yo, that's a really good one. I like that. That's funny. The First Descendant. Whenever I played the beta, it felt very, very, very much like a mashup between Destiny 2 and Warframe, and which is not a bad thing, right? It's not a bad thing necessarily, but what I will say is that it felt very bland going out and doing questing. It felt very repetitive, and it got really old really fast, but it was a beta. So, who knows? Maybe the full release will feel better, but it was just like the same thing all the time. Protect the node. Destroy all these enemies. You know, it was just the same 3 recycled quest objectives every single time in like a different location. It was like, this flipping sucks. Like, it just got so repetitive so fast. So hopefully with the full release it's going to feel different, but mechanics wise and gameplay wise it felt pretty good, but just that alone felt really off-putting for me, man. But we'll see how this progresses. Is it actually already out? Hold on. July 2nd. July 2nd. Okay. All right, let's see what we got, man. There's going to be a lot of recapping here for some of the showcases. So let's just start with some of that, okay? Let's start with some of that. This is Summer Games Fest. This is Day of the Devs. So we'll kick it off with this stuff, okay? So let's just start off with what was announced at Game Fest Live. We'll talk about the showcase too. I cannot, in good conscience, start talking about Summer Games Fest without addressing the whole Jeff Keighley situation. This individual was at one point in time seemingly to be somebody that was going to be having a platform and using that platform to speak out against, you know, some of the more scummy things that were happening in the industry. And as time had moved on, it became more and more apparent that wasn't necessarily the case, right? And as of last year at the Game Awards, I mean, this is where we've gotten with it, right? Like, even the Game Awards themselves are not actually awards that, I mean, you can vote on them as an individual in the public, but there's only one award at the Game Awards each year. If you didn't know this, be educated. I'm about to lay some facts on you. So the Game Awards at the end of every year that Jeff Keighley hosts, there's a single award that is given out in that entire showcase that is actually fully voted on and awarded by the public. One. The rest of the awards, right? The rest of the awards are actually voted on by the public, but the public's vote only accounts for 10% of the weight. The other 90% of the weight for every single award given out is actually given to a panel of industry insiders that Jeff Keighley elects to give out the awards. He puts them on a panel, and they're the ones that actually decide who gets these awards for all the nominees every year. Okay? So that in and of itself should show you that the awards are rigged. Okay? And Jeff Keighley has sold out to these industry leaders and executives and everything that he is in cahoots with right? He's rubbing elbows with and everything. And it really came to a head at the end of last year as well, end of 2023, when the Game Awards were held. And again, at the end of last year, we had hit an incredibly high number of layoffs in the industry. It was deeply concerning for anybody that is invested in this industry, as anybody that works in it or anybody that's a fan of it, okay? And so at the end of last year, what everybody was hoping that it would at least be addressed by Jeff in some capacity, because in years gone, he had said things about like the Blizzard debacle, the mismanagement, the misogyny, the frat culture, the crunch culture, things like that have been happening in Blizzard. He called them out, right? And since then, it had gotten kind of gross and worse with him not addressing certain things in the industry that probably should have been addressed. And then with all the layoffs last year, he didn't say a single thing. What'd he do? He had some celebrities come up on stage. He had some flipping Muppets, which he, let's be fair, fits right in with nowadays. And so he got a lot of criticism, and well-deserved criticism, for not using his platform in the way that many people feel he should, and I'm one of those people, to call out some of these bad things that are happening in the industry. And instead, he literally is now, I think most people have confirmed through all these things that are happening with his showcases and the way he acts and isn't willing to stand up for anything anymore, that he is sold out. His showcases are a ruse, right? And it's unfortunate. And every time that I see Jeff Keighley now, it makes me cringe. I don't care to see him. I don't want to listen to him talk. The only reason that I even watch his showcases is just to get information about what's going on in the industry. That's it. But I can't stand Jeff Keighley. I can't stand him anymore because he's just lost all credit with me, as with a lot of other people as well. So first and foremost, it's really hard for me to sit there and watch any of the whether it be Summer Games Fest or it's the Game Awards, any of it, because it's just such a flippin' ruse. It's just trash because of Jeff Keighley. So on that note, let's see what was announced. The bullet point list, let's read this real quick. We'll get a great breakdown here of what was announced yesterday. Lego Horizon Adventures. We actually have an article up. We'll look at that. 13 years after its zombie-smashing predecessor, Chivalry 2 devs are bringing back a Left 4 Dead contender with No More Room in Hell 2. We did see that. There's so many games on that front of like the co-op zombie shooter, you know what I mean? We'll see how it does. Is it going to stand out? Is it going to have anything unique about it to give it a different kind of feel, a different vibe than what so many of the other ones have done? We'll see. Yep, Harry Potter Quidditch Champions. Look, we all know this is coming out from under Warner Brothers, right? Warner Brothers has not done a whole lot of good stuff here lately, guys. So, as much as I know everybody loves Harry Potter, not only has Warner Brothers not done anything good in a while, but don't forget that Warner Brothers literally prevented Quidditch from being in Hogwarts Legacy because they wanted to put out a dedicated Quidditch game, which is what this is. So to everybody that was hoping and expecting, as you should have expected, Quidditch to be in Hogwarts Legacy, because it was a game centered around Hogwarts as an educational institution, which by proxy means there should have been Quidditch in it. WB did you a disservice. And so don't forget that whenever you think about potentially feeding into this Quidditch game that WB is pushing out, okay? Cuff Bust is the new game from the Choo Choo Charles developer, and it's about alien mice breaking out of jail. This game looked pretty wild. At first I was watching it and I was like, this looks really weird, dude. But it was actually ended up looking pretty cool, man. Let me pull up the YouTube for it real quick, and we'll watch it. What's there? Is it 2-star? Who was that? Is 2-star the developer? I can't. I'd rather watch it on the developer's site, but we'll just watch it from the Game Awards site. It's fine. We'll watch the trailer here. Let me turn off the music. These types of games end up being really fun to play with friends and stuff, man. So we'll see how this turns out. Yeah, it was 2-star. Okay. So that's Cuff Bust. Do I even have that? Let me see. Yeah, I'll link it to you guys if you want. I didn't wishlist it yesterday like a dingle. Here you go. There's Cuff Bust. I'll just leave YouTube up so we need to look at anything else. Star Wars Outlaws trailer confirms Lando ahead of Ubisoft Forward gameplay. Yeah, we got a trailer, but Ubisoft Forward's happening on Monday too, or as well. So they're going to showcase even more of that game. You can bet on that. We're going to watch that on Monday. Oh, I'm so sorry. So I'm not going to dive into the new trailer. We watched it yesterday during the showcases. And again, we've got Ubisoft's showcase happening on Monday, which we will watch together, okay? Indie dev behind Serene platformer Jim Gris from 2018 is back to show off gameplay from Neva. We saw that Civilization 7 was confirmed. Yes, Black Myth Wukong Collector's Edition revealed at $400. Black Myth Wukong is on its way. It is. Do they have a date on? Let's see. No, it's just still coming soon. It's still coming soon. We'll see whenever it hits. But we've been getting more information out of this game, which was, how many, 70 plus boss fights. Now, that doesn't really tell you anything, right? Yeah, Deca Baron, for reals, dude. Yeah, so Black Myth Wukong is, been hyped up for a long time. It did have a delay, but it seems like it's still on track from that delay. And one of the things we were talking about yesterday, we've heard recently there's like 70 plus bosses, and that's great. But that doesn't really tell you anything about whether the game, that doesn't tell you whether the experience is going to be good. Are the bosses all going to be unique? Are they all going to have are they all going to present a fun, engaging, unique experience, I guess, when you're fighting all of them? Or are you going to be in a situation with, some Elden Ring-esque stuff where it's like, oh, well, here's a boss, and you beat that boss, and later on, you'll be fighting a different boss, but it's really one of those bosses you already beat. He's just been upgraded a little bit, Hopefully they're all unique. And I'm not Elden Ring was a banger, but they definitely reused bosses in that game, They had a lot of great unique bosses too, but when you're talking about a game trying to promote themselves as, we've got 70 bosses in the game for you to fight. Are they going to be unique, engaging, really good mechanics for the bosses for you to enjoy and have a good time trying to take down and stuff? Or is it going to be some of what we saw in Elden Ring? Or is it just going to be bland, where you're going to see different kinds of bosses but with the same mechanics and stuff? It doesn't really tell you much. We will see. There's a lot of hype around Black Myth Wukong, though. Once Human is getting a July 9th release date. Look, man, I played a couple of betas for Once Human. And from one beta to the next, there was a bit of a gap in time between the first and the second beta I played. And I'll be completely honest, it didn't feel like there was a lot of progression in the game on the development front from what I was expecting from the first to the second beta. The first beta, I played it and I was like, this has a lot of potential. And then the second beta, I played it and I was like, this game has not progressed as much as I was really hoping it would. So I'm not as hopeful now for Once Human as I once was. I think it still got potential. It just depends on how the devs continue to work on the game and push it out and evolve it, right? It's got a cool premise, but it has its issues, in my opinion. Metaphor Fantasio boasts over 40 jobs that will transform your characters over the course of the huge RPG. What was this one? Clearly unique, right? Yeah, exactly, dude. Yeah, Metaphor. Do I remember this one from yesterday? Let's watch this real quick. Oh, Metaphor. This is the one from the Persona devs. Yes. I'll watch this for everybody. If you don't know, the devs from Persona are making a new game, and it looks very Persona 2, called Metaphor, okay? Get a look at this.
About a world very different from ours.
'Tis a world where all people are equal and no conflict exists, much like the world His Highness once dreamt of.
To put it another way, this is a fantasy.
King is dead.
Without
Duke
heir to wear the
is
crown,
jacked about
what
this.
will become of the royal magic?
The fortress at the border was raised by a human mere days ago. You can only blame your king's weakness. Who deserves his crown? A man of proven strength.
The people of my land desire a new king, and I shall provide.
Welcome one and all to the inauguration of the tournament for the throne.
Small wonder when any among the populace might be king.
Their speeches of tribal harmony mean nothing, when every day they cheat and abuse us!
It tells of a world united as one tribe.
If only our lives were anything like the world in your novel.
Our lives are decided at birth, by tribal purity, or by the differences that make us who we are.
There was a plot in his life. One I wish I'd rooted out sooner. You're no ray of hope!
You gave up on your hopes, but I will not.
Now let's see what manner of story you'll weave.
Let's do it. You'll be a hero. Trust me.
Fall of this year. There you go. Yeah, MetaQuest 3 exclusive Batman Arkham Shadows. We watched that. It was just like a story trailer. It was not really gameplay or anything, so check it out if you want. It wasn't all that impressive for me. Tears of Metal announced as a medieval hack and slash co-op roguelike. This looks pretty cool. I wishlisted this yesterday. Take a look at this. This looks pretty wild. I like the art style. Nice dick, man. This looks like this could be a lot of fun for some co-op. I'll link it for you if you want. Here you go. Pretty cool. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. Yes, I have an article up about that, so we'll look at that. Delta Force Hawk Ops. Dude, I actually have a bookmark up about watching 4 hours of Delta Force Hawk Ops gameplay. So I've been tracking this for a little bit. Delta Force Hawk Ops has PC Global Alpha coming in July. What I'll say is, this is, I've been tracking this. It's going to be a free-to-play game, and I think that it's going to have its extraction. It's going to have, you know, it's going to be massively multiplayer. It's an FPS. I think people need something other than Tarkov. You know, that Irish metal song was a banger. Yeah, I agree, dude. I love the bagpipes. Bagpipes are sick, dude. You know, I don't know if it was as much Irish as it was Scottish, but you know, somewhere around there, right? I'm not sure. I could be wrong. But the Delta Force Hawk Ops stuff is looking pretty good. They're having an alpha. So what I've seen so far of the game looks pretty solid, and they're not even ready for betas yet. And I think that that's a good sign. Now, I mean, I've only seen stuff too. I haven't really played anything yet. So I'm not sure. But we're talking about a free to play game here, right? And I think that a lot of people that have been fans of Escape from Tarkov over the years need something different. The developers of Escape from Tarkov have really, really done themselves a lot of harm and you know, disfavor here recently and over the past year to 2 years, especially over the past couple of months, with things like pay-to-win incorporations, versions of the game that have come out that have cost exorbitant amounts of money, that have content paywalled and stuff. It's really, really a bad look. And so I think a lot of people that enjoy the Escape from Tarkov experience are looking for something different to turn to, where they're not going to be taken advantage of anymore. And this might be it, man. This could be it. So we'll see what happens here. But this game does look very good, and I'm very hopeful for it. Yeah, Fatal Fury, City of Wolves, we saw that. Battle Crush. What was Battle Crush? Yeah, that one, I mean, I'll link it for you if you want to take a look. This, I mean, it just, this one wasn't real appealing for me. You're talking about basically a, it's going to be free to play, so it might be worth checking out if it looks interesting. Multiplayer PvP kind of arena-ish top-down battler, you know what I mean? So take a look, see what you think. I only want Candy Crush. Nice, dude. Mecha Break. Dude, Mecha Break looks good. I've had this on my wish list for a while. Take a look at this. Take a look at Mecha Break, dude. Florida! You gonna play games today? We gonna play some X Defiant? Before the showcases today? Mecha Break, dude, I have a real soft spot for mech games. I love mech games. Yo, Florida, check this out. You know, we've got like a nice little Java emote ourselves, you know. It's my mug on a mug, yo. Check that noise out. That was like one of the first emotes that we made here in the channel. Because I just drink coffee all the time. So Mecha Break looks pretty solid. We've seen some stuff about this before, but it was showcased again yesterday. Take a look at the closed beta trailer here. Good morning, my friend. It's good to see you. We'll do the news and we'll play some X Defiant for, we've got like 5 showcases today. From, I think, starting at like 11 my time. So that'll be like noon your time. Until around 3 or 4 my time. So 4 to 5 your time. But we'll get a couple hours of some X Defiant in. You like mech games? Here you go. There was that. The Bloomhouse stuff, which we've got an article up about. We'll look at that. Co-op beat 'em up Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. We talked about that. Deer and Boy, an upcoming platform about a kid who finds a hurt fawn. We watched that. It looks interesting. Not necessarily something I'm planning on diving into, but you know, it's one of those games that kind of got the feels to it. They gave it almost like they tried to give it like a dark, ominous kind of vibe to it. There's like animal spirits and stuff that are big and excuse me. Excuse me. Big and kind of ominous and spooky ish, I guess, you know, and it's all about this journey that this kid and this fawn take. So, but as the fawn grows and gets bigger and everything, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 looks really good. Slitterhead has a November release date and gameplay trailer. Let's look at Slitterhead real quick. Slitterhead is really an interesting looking game, man. We hadn't seen anything about Slitterhead in a while until yesterday. We saw something quite a while back, and then yesterday. Come on, man. Give it to me. Let's see if this is the trailer we got. Yeah, this is it. Slitterhead, baby. Yeah. Oh, near Automata, I mean, yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's been something for a while now. They do that kind of stuff, yeah. Yep. I mean, Decameron. Literally every collector's edition on PC, dude. You know. You know. They'll give you like a still case. They'll give you like a still case for the game, and it just has like a code in it. It's like, why? You know? So yeah, I'm becoming a more prominent thing in the console side of the industry too, as console becomes more into adopting the digital side of gaming, you know. Brother, that was insane. Yeah, there you go. This trailer's wild, I know. Yeah, we saw something about this game a long time ago, and I've been waiting to see more, so it was really... This was a big hype for me yesterday, seeing Slitterhead, dude. Yeah, this was a big hype. I forgot to wishlist it yesterday, though. Here, I'll share it with you. Coming out in November, which means I probably won't be playing it on release because we'll be playing Red Dead 2 then, but we'll see. We'll get it played at some point. We've got the Killer Beans. We've got Killer Beans up in an article. We'll look at that. Where is that? Is this it? Yep, that's it. All right, we got it up. Yo, Cairn is a climbing game from the creators of Fury and Haven, and it looks awesome. I didn't see it on Steam yesterday though. There it is. Now it's up there. This game looks wild. Check this out. And you know, we were watching this, and Tinwin was talking about. He was like, "Dude, their extremities look janky while they're climbing. Like they look wonky and stuff." And I was like, "It might be a fatigue mechanic." So if you watch and they get in certain positions, it looks like their extremities, like legs, will start shaking and stuff. You know, and that might be a fatigue mechanic in the game. See that? Could be. I don't know for a fact, but people do this in real life. I can barely get out of bed. Yo, it's beautiful, isn't it? Yeah, man. Beautiful. Agreed. Game looks dope. I was trying to look for it on Steam yesterday. I couldn't find it. But here it is if you're interested. Yeah, game looks very pretty. And I think the premise behind it and mechanics and stuff look really interesting too. Yeah, Wonder Stop is the Stanley Parable creators to take on Stardew Valley. Paranormal Mystery Unknown 9 Awakening gets new story trailer. Inatria, the last song, gets new trailer update, demo, and community contest. So Inatria, the last song, is a Souls-like game that's, I think, coming out of Italian developers. If you haven't seen this, where the premise is like, basically you get different abilities and strengths and stuff by killing enemies and putting on their masks. And let's see, where's the most recent one? What's this? Gameplay trailer. I'll just show you this one. I don't think this is the one from it was just a cinematic that we watched yesterday. Really, mostly, I think it might have been in full a cinematic for Summer Games Fest, which was weird because they definitely have gameplay.
It has been a delight to compose the song of change together.
I'm always a bit skeptical when it comes to Souls-like games, because there have been so many companies that have tried to capture the same magic that FromSoft has, right? And some have done it well, and there are a lot that have not done it very well. My bad.
Tra le onde della notte invochiamo le cose antiche che con mani, piedi e teste si dà divino a versare sangue ai sussurri della terra, cantiamo della nostra vita. Quando noi ninfe cacciatori consumeremo il nostro tempo, verrà la morte come un'ombra e di silenzio porterà.
That said May 22nd, but I don't think that's correct. September 18th is when this is coming out. I'll link it for you if you're interested. I am really more interested right now. If I'm going to play a game like this, I've already got it on our schedule. I'm going to play Lies of P probably in September, along with us playing Lethal Company together. But I'm not going to play Lies of P unless the DLC comes out. So I'm kind of waiting for Lies of P's DLC before I play it, because I want the whole experience. That we know a DLC is coming, and the thought is a DLC will hit around September time frame. And I want to play Lies of P and the DLC at the same time. So we're trying to line that up. First Ascendant we talked about. Among Us, yep, we've got an article up about their kind of help for indie developers. Sonic X Shadows Generations, that looks pretty cool. Dune Awakening, yeah, I don't know what to think about this, to be honest. We'll keep track of it and see, but they did have more Dune Awakening stuff, and I'm always a bit worried whenever it's, you know, there's a lot of hype around Dune right now because, you know, obviously now the second of the series, second of the movies in the series is out now, and so there's a lot of hype around the Dune franchise, and so they're like, well, let's make some Dune games too. And it's, you know, it's always a bit worrisome that it's just trying to play off the hype maybe of what the other side of the entertainment industry is doing with the franchise, and not really worried all that much about the quality of the content. But I don't really know. It worries me a little bit on that front when they do things like that. So we'll see. Battle Aces, real-time strategy game. Yep, we looked at that yesterday. If you like RTS games, check out Battle Aces. The finals is going to Kyoto on June 13th. Yep, Alan Wake 2 Night Springs DLC. Well, one of the most underwhelming things I saw in the showcase, personally. More or less the same with the Avatar movie. Yeah, I think the thing that was, obviously they were trying to release Ubi, because Ubi made the Avatar game. They were trying to release that with the Avatar movie, and they just missed, They missed by like a year. Yeah. I mean, I honestly, a lot of the feedback I heard about the game was that it was pretty decent compared to what people were expecting. It wasn't like groundbreaking. It wasn't, blowing people out of the water or anything. But for what it was pretty decent from what I heard. And I wasn't expecting very much at all from that, But they did definitely miss their mark. That game didn't come out until a year after it was supposed to. It was supposed to release alongside the movie itself, and it was a year late. Which, I mean, that's kind of Ubi's MO almost all the time anymore, isn't it? So, yeah, consider me very, very not caring about Alan Wake 2 anything. New World. That was a weird one. I really didn't expect Amazon to still be pursuing New World stuff, but there's more of a player base still in that game than what I thought was there, So, nice shooter, beautifully crafted. Yeah, it looks really pretty. Yeah. Feel like an RPG would have been more proper. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. Yep. Yep. So the New World Eternum, coming on October 15th. So this is like a new expansion for the New World game, which is the MMO out of Amazon's development, studio. And New World really, it had a good start, but it also had a lot of issues. Especially with the economy. There was a lot of exploits that were found, and in an MMO, that's a very, very critically bad thing. Economy is crucial, and if the economy gets skewed real bad, it can crush what is able to be done in that kind of game moving forward. It really, really, really was to the detriment of that game. But there's still more people playing that game. We looked it up earlier than what I thought was there. And who knows, maybe they'll be able to bring it back into some kind of prominence. I don't really necessarily see it, but we'll see. Hyperlight Breaker coming in early access later this summer. We had seen a lot of stuff about this already. If you know what Hyperlight Drifter is, this is the second in that series, Hyperlight Breaker. But it's more of a third-person styled game rather than a top-down like Hyperlight Drifter was. Party Animals getting a cart mode. Yep, saw that. EA says it's still working on Skate 4. EA sucks in my opinion. I would prefer people, maybe look out for something like, here, I'll show you. Oh, it's not gonna, what's the, I've got it on my wish list. Let's bring up Devolver. I can't think of the name of it right now for the life of me. I need more coffee. Where you at, baby? Skate Story. That's it right there. Something like Skate Story. I mean, I know it's not going to be as much of a realistic, like, skating sim kind of game, but if you like skateboarding, then I would much prefer people look at something like Skate Story over Skate, if you were going to, Did we devolve today? Brett, we're working on it, Every day is a step further towards becoming a crab, Is that de-evolution? Or is that evolution? Parent, dude. Oh man, they used to be a pretty good studio, actually. That's why they're so big now. Yeah. Depends on the perspective, Cash. Yeah. But this is one of the big ones. See, this is one of those games I've kind of talked about, like the Devolver Showcase last night. While didn't disappoint on the weirdness scale, it did, in fact, for me, disappoint on what they showcased. So, I love Devolver, but they have a lot of games coming out that I didn't see anything about in their showcase that are supposed to be hitting this year. We'll talk about it here in just a little bit. Pal World's biggest patch yet is coming and looks amazing. That's right. Valorant, we've got an article up about that. Monster Hunter Wilds confirms crossplay for all platforms. And Phantom Blade Zero gets combat heavy. New trailer. We watched that as well. Looks like it could be decent. We'll see. There's going to be a lot of alpha and beta tests for Phantom Blade Zero. We'll get more information on that game as we move forward, okay? Monster Hunter Wilds. Monster Hunter World was good, but it got fairly repetitive, and it also felt weird when you were just jumping into the same arena all the time. I think myself and some other community members like Pinky, we've talked about the fact that if Monster Hunter Wilds is more of an open world environment, it doesn't feel as repetitive, things like that, then it'll probably feel a little bit better than Monster Hunter World did. Monster Hunter World was fun. It just got boring pretty quick, you know? Oh, yeah. See, but Devolver's like one of my favorite, if not my favorite publisher, dude. Yeah. And we're going to talk about some more of their stuff in just a moment. What are you playing, dude? EA Sports, it's flipping lame. That's right, dude. That's right. Yeah, there, I got this, dude. A new Vancouver-based EA studio. EA. Sorry, guys. It's so hard to say that without wanting to throw up. So again, I mean, I think there was not a lot at Summer Game Fest this year that was like mind-blowing. There are some of the things that really going back through the list of stuff that I found to be pretty interesting. Cuff Bust looked pretty cool. There's going to be a lot of hype behind Civilization 7, not necessarily from me, but from a lot of other people. Metaphor's a big hype. But I mean, a lot of the stuff was stuff we already knew, man. There wasn't a lot of like, yo, look what we're making or whatever. You know what I mean? So on that front, yeah, I don't think that a lot of people were like blown away by this this showcase. It was just more info on things for the most part that we knew were coming. I'm hype about Delta Force. I have been though. Tears of Metal looks really good. This is one that I had never seen before, so I'll say Tears of Metal looks great. I'm hyped about that. The Bloomhouse stuff I hope is going to be good. We're going to touch on that here in a second. Bloomhouse stuff I'm hoping is going to be good. I was aware that they were working on stuff already though. I was talking about Cash is jacked about Power Rangers, you know. The Slitterhead stuff's a big one, dude. I've been waiting to see new stuff about Slitterhead for a while, and I think that looks really cool. The Killer Beans thing looks dope too, and we've got an article up about that. Karen looks really good. There was a lot of cool stuff to watch, you know. There was a lot of cool stuff to watch. There's as I think for everybody that's into gaming, if you're into gaming enough to watch the showcase, I think everybody probably had some things that were underwhelming and some things that were like, cool, man, that looks great. You know what I mean? So for me, I wasn't overly impressed. You know, obviously Pal World stuff I've been keeping up with, so I wasn't, super blown away that this was coming, but I'm always going to be psyched about Pal World, stuff like that. So it was decent. It was a decent showcase. It just wasn't full of, a lot of reveals, I guess. It was a lot of updates is, I think, the way the Summer Games Fest went this year. You know what I mean? It was more updates than it was announcements or reveals or anything. Yeah. For me anyways, that's how it felt. Again, I think for me, anything that has to do with Jeff Keighley anymore is kind of cringy. And I talked about it before, but I think Jeff has shown his true colors, especially with the Game Awards at the end of last year. And even this year, it felt really gross with him trying to really kind of nonchalantly, briefly address, because he got a lot of criticism at the end of last year about not saying anything about all the layoffs in the industry. And then what did he do this year? He said something very briefly. But he's not going to point fingers, you know what I mean? He's not going to point fingers at anybody, right? Because he's sold out, okay? So for me, anything that has to do with Jeff Keighley is just kind of gross. It's really cringy. Again, if you don't know how the Game Awards even work, it's just he has a panel of industry insiders that he elects to give that basically are the ones who decides what games get the awards. They let people vote on the awards to give this misinterpretation that the public are the ones that are actually getting to vote and give the awards out. That's not how that works. The public's vote only accounts for 10% of the weight in the awards. The panel behind the scenes of Jeff Keighley's sham actually accounts for 90% of the weight for all but one of the awards given away every year. Okay? So this is what I would say. Look, if you want some award shows to put more stock into, look at something like the Golden Joystick Awards. Even the DICE Awards last year, man, they had some great announcers that were like throwing shade at Embracer. There were I think it was the DICE Awards had like Embracer and a couple of the other more notably terrible studios from last year in the audience. They were straight up calling them out by name right to their faces. And you could see the expression on those people's faces just change immediately from it. It was phenomenal. It was great. But Jeff Keighley's not going to do that anymore. He's sold out. And that's one of the reasons anything that has to do with him anymore is just kind of really, really gross for me to watch and be part of. What I will say is that at least Summer Games Fest this year was not as riddled with fluff bullcrap as some of the other events have been. You know, there was a little bit of some excessive interview stuff, you know, like a couple times, but it wasn't as overly bad as I've seen some other shows and stuff like that, and some of the other Jeff Keighley shows as well. So, all in all, I think Summer Games Fest was exactly what I expected it to be. It was some mostly updates on stuff we already knew were coming to us. A few things that I got to see that I didn't really know were in the works. Specifically, things coming to mind were the medieval co-op metal hack and slash, or what was the name of that one? I can't remember. And like the Cairn, the rock climbing game. That one looks really cool, man. I hadn't seen those before, but most of the other stuff was stuff we knew was coming. You know, so it was okay. It was all right. It's always good to get new information. You know what I mean, on games, whether it be reveals or things that you already know are in development or whatever. It's always good to get that kind of information. And at least this showcase wasn't as cringy as some of the other ones that I have seen that are hosted by Jeff Keighley. But doesn't matter anymore to me. Anything that has to do with him, I can't help but just sit there and have a bad taste in my mouth anymore. It is what it is, I guess. Tears of the Metal Kingdom. Yeah. So the Day of the Devs came after Summer Games Fest, right? And so we'll rehash real quick what we had in here. Seeing Stars is the new DLC for A Little to the Left. They showed that. After Love EP is a Shugazi journey set in Jakarta. We watched this together, so I'm not going to watch a bunch of these, but I will link this to you if you want to watch them, okay? Arranger is a role-puzzling adventure. Battle Battle Vision Network is the PvP follow-up to Grindstone. Building relationships takes a pun and runs with it. This was a different one. Karen again. Dude, Karen showed up in both Summer Games Fest and Day of the Devs. And it looks really cool, man. Looks really cool. Cozy Grove Camp Spirit has some lovely bears in it. Fear of the Spotlight is a Blumhouse teen horror. We're going to look at this on another article, so I won't be taking a look at that right now. Hello Again is the world's coziest time loop. Karma the Dark World is a dystopian sci-fi journey. I'll be honest, this one didn't really do much for me. As much as I love horror games, yeah, I'll check it out. Vault, thanks, buddy. It just wasn't seeing much in here that really was piquing my interest. Kiora is about protecting a puppy. Pedal Runner is about being a Tamagotchi courier. Phoenix Springs is a gorgeous point and clicker. Psychroma is a striking cyberpunk hell. Screenbound looks really cool. I'm going to show this. Jeff got cooked. Did he? Good. Brother, awesome, dude. No way. Yeah, dude. Nice. Check it out. Check that out. Yeah, thanks, dude. Let's open this up. Yeah, so this is what Vault just posted, and this is Co Carnage's response. But how would you grade today's Summer Game Fest live show? 9% gave it an A. This is of over 222,000 votes, by the way. Yo, Vault, thanks for this, dude. This is great. 24% gave it a B, 27% gave it a C, and 40% gave it a D or below. Phenomenal, dude. Yeah. And Co said, I feel like with these posts, you need almost need 2 votes. One for the show itself, production. One for the content of the show, the announcements. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, overall wasn't like super impressive, dude. I'll be honest. I mean, overall, for what I was expecting yesterday to be with the showcases that were being had, I wasn't overly impressed with Devolver either. Their production's always good because I love how weird they make everything, but what they showcased was just not enough, I don't think. It felt kind of weird. So I don't feel like, Summer Game Fest was the only disappointment there for me, but it wasn't great. I agree. That's great, dude. Thank you, man. Fantastic. Good stuff, dude. Yeah. Jeff Keighley is cooked, bro. I've literally got a YouTube video where I call him out as being that. But I digress. Let's get back in here. Screenbound. So clever, it makes my face hurt. This game looks wildly cool, man. If you guys did not see this yesterday, check this out. This is like 4 minutes, but totally worth a look, dude.
Hey, this is Josh from Crescent Moon Games, and I'm the game director of Screenbound.
Hi, and I'm Kyle.
How you doing today, by the way, Vault? What's up, dude?
And we're here today to talk about the development of the game.
You gonna play some X Defiant before the showcases today, dude?
First two was just,
you gonna carry me on those shoulders?
Kind of like an FPS.
Oh, I can complain, bro.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding, dude.
It was
I'm alright. I didn't sleep fantastic, but
and implementing that.
I woke up at like
okay. This feels good.
3:30 this morning and just couldn't go back to sleep. Dude.
Sent over to you, and you tried it out, and
So I watched the new Omen movie.
It seemed to be like, oh my god.
I was like laid in bed and watched a flipping horror movie this morning.
Light bulb moment, or the eureka
trying to
moment
fall back
where
asleep.
It just clicked with the game mechanic of being able to look around, and
the first
character in
Omen,
2D
yeah,
just turns 180, but
first
character
Omen.
in FPS can do any range of looking.
Yeah, totally. Plus
And
Anubis has been begging to play.
felt
Word,
like
dude. Yeah, that's
all
cool.
of a sudden, the whole game's mechanic was fully realized.
Here, I'll turn on the.
I'll find myself being like, wait, what did you mean by that again? Like 2D or 3D? Wait. Like,
Fell
we're
asleep
just trying
during
to figure
Game
that
Fest.
stuff out. But
Yeah, I
look
mean,
at
it
the
wasn't
editor,
overly
just
impressive.
kinda
Again,
spinning
I
those
mean,
things out.
you know, usually what people are looking forward
you know,
to
taking that
there
pancake and then
are some
pulling it apart
announcements.
to
You
make
know,
the 3D version of
people are
it.
usually looking forward to some reveals,
But there are
and stuff,
limitations
as
to
well
it.
as,
That's
like
for
I
sure.
said, I mean, getting information
but less than I
on
thought
stuff
there would
that
be, from the
you're
start.
hyped about, you know's already in the works and stuff. That's not bad.
It's so automatic. that
But
you don't
that's
need to
mostly
worry
what it
about
was.
3D world building pretty much ever, because you're only building in 2D. You have all these little triggers and little kind of map icons set up so you can add different things like enemies and checkpoints and puzzle triggers and weapons to collect and all those different things that are just built right into the level editor, which is just makes it
This is
so
gonna be a
much easier.
cool game, dude. Cash, you see what Florida just called you?
I think it's a really important feature, and I think that's why we focused so heavily on that in the beginning. We're obviously still working on it, but we're going to continue doing that. And you're building a way more robust terrain system that will look a lot better than what we have now.
I don't think he's still in here. Is he still in here?
We've worked on this game for probably 2.5 months now. We've only been working on it for like 2 months, maybe even less than that. So, like the progress that we made in this short amount of
I love how they got
time
like
is
the
amazing.
different little handheld console versions and stuff for you to choose from and everything too, or unlock.
The comments that we see on, you know, Twitter and other social media is just people being like, wait, what? And I do like that, but I also feel like people are going to be pleasantly surprised at how natural it does end up feeling, well, at least in terms of this very specific mechanic.
Yeah, brother, that's
to
gonna
me
be.
is very
Well, I was saying last night, I want to be terrible at this
our game
It's gonna hurt my
versus
head.
any other game out there.
Summer Game Fest, Indie Fest for all those games perspective. Wait, what? They knew they didn't have enough from the big guys. They should have done a Summer Game Fest, Indie Fest. You mean like a combination? Instead of doing Summer Games Fest and then... Well, bro, the reason they can't do that is because of the showcase that came right after Games Fest, which is Day of the Devs. It's literally the indie showcase. Every year. I mean, they could have, but it just would have been... You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't have made sense. But that's why like that's what we're covering right now. The Day of the Devs, this is all indie stuff, dude. And it follows games it's like it just follows Summer Games Fest every year. So that wouldn't really work. It's not a bad idea. It just wouldn't really work, you know. But that one looks really cool, dude. Screenbound. Did I get that? Did I wishlist that? There it is. No, I didn't. Check it, yo. Yeah, this looks pretty cool. Yeah. There you go. Let's get the music popping. Simpler times. Tides of tomorrow. Tom the Post Girl. That was a weird looking game. Jesus. And UFO 50. Yep. While waiting. This was a different looking little game, dude. This one looked wild. Watch this. I'm so hungry this morning, dude. Screw eggs, dude. I want to eat a chicken. While waiting. It looks like it could be a wild, chill little experience. Yeah. If you guys are interested in that one. Again, I'll link this entire article so you can take a look at everything. I'm just kind of pulling out the ones that seem more interesting to me for the most part. What was the name of... Thank goodness. That was it. Thank goodness you're here. This is one of the other ones that I'm really interested in. I thought this was a Devolver game, but it's not. Panic. I haven't seen anything about this summer yet. Dude, you guys, this game's going to be wild, dude. Stupid wild. I can't wait to see this. Take a look at this. It's going to be hilarious. I'll just show you real quick. Look. Which one do we want?
Come on, counter. What do you...
Peas. Not quite peas, not quite beans, but something special in between.
Give your wife.
Sounds yummy, yeah.
Give her Big Ron's big pies.
French syrup, yeah.
The most important thing that you
sticky ideas, and it made him.
New showcases will begin in roughly 2.5 hours. Yeah. What's up, Tim?
Oh my God.
I want to play this game. I was trying to think of the name of this one yesterday and I couldn't think of it.
When am I going to see the back of you, you wee melon head?
Wild. Zoocosis looks really wild too. If you guys haven't seen this one, we've seen this a number of times. But yeah, this was basically the gist of the Day of the Dev showcase, which again is like the indie showcase that follows Summer Games Fest. We watched it yesterday. So if there are things in there you want to take a look at that you didn't see with us yesterday or I didn't showcase today, then take a look. Now we'll get into the individual stuff I kind of have pulled up. Roguelike shooter Killer Bean brings its mix of Just Cause physics, Matrix gunfights, and PS2 energy to early access this summer. I hadn't seen any. This is one of the titles that I didn't know anything about, hadn't heard about this or anything, and they showcased it yesterday at Summer Games Fest, okay? This looks hilarious. Looks like a blend, looks to blend together Just Cause stunt shenanigans, John Woo slow-mo gunfights, excuse me, and the energy of a third-person action game you would have found in a bargain bin for the PS2 in 2002. It'll hit early access this summer, courtesy of a fresh look from tonight's Summer Game Fest showcase. Third-person shooter roguelike that procedurally generates a whole new campaign from locations and the enemies and bosses you'll fight there. Each time you play, that sounds fairly ambitious in itself before you start referencing the plethora of gameplay features going on here. There's Just Cause vehicle play. The new trailer shows the Killer Bean skidding around in a car, mowing down foes in a hell of bullets before leaping out, as well as grabbing a grenade in midair to lob it back to a group of baddies. And Max Payne bullet diving in slow motion along with some wanted level bullet physics in first person as bullets, which look to be steered with a sniper elite like bullet cam, ricochet off each other to turn 90-degree corners around walls. Look at this, man. This looks wild.
That's what I call a dramatic entrance. There's a reason why I'm called Killer Bean. It's because I'm good at what I do. Really? Really?
I love how over the top it is, you know.
Good. I used to be an assassin for the Shadow Agency. An international organization powerful enough to shape the world. Until they lied to me and tried to kill me. Now, I'm gonna destroy them.
You're the gosh darn idiot who wants to take down the Shadow Agency. Well, it is sure
They actually look
nice
like
to meet
Mr.
you
Potato Heads.
Before you die.
Bro, that suplex though. Is it showing him on the Wave Runner? I think it shows him on the Wave Runner. Yeah, dude.
And I will make them pay for it.
Oh my god, dude. That looks totally wild. So we'll see what comes of this, though. I don't know. But this was showcased yesterday at the Summer Games Fest. So the Killer Bean roguelike shooter. We'll see. The Black Myth Wukong won't be on Xbox at launch for all of you people that were hyped about this potentially, and you're only an Xbox player. While many expect Black Myth Wukong to be on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC when it releases on August 20th, that will not be the case anymore. Instead, Black Myth Wukong will only be available on PC and PS5. You think so, dude? 0 out of 10? Yeah? You calling it? The game was originally confirmed for Xbox at the game, or are you just calling it because of it's not on Xbox? At the Game Awards 2023, however, after releasing a new trailer at the Summer Games Fest this year, revealed the Xbox version of the game was being held back. PC and PS5 users can enjoy the full game starting August 20th, developer Game Science says in its pre-order FAQ. We're currently optimizing the Xbox Series X and S version to meet our quality standards so it won't release simultaneously with the other platforms. Look, man, this is actually, I love this. This is smart. This is smart. I wish more developers were like this. I play so many games nowadays where I'll hear like Hogwarts Legacy. It was apparently phenomenal on console. It felt terrible on PC. It felt terrible. I flushed it 8 days in because the performance was just that bad. It felt terrible to play on PC. And I wish more developers were willing to do this. It was great on console. That's what everybody said. It was bad on PC, dude. It was very bad. You could tell in so many different ways that what they did was they developed that game specifically for console, and then they tried to port it to PC, and they didn't spend enough time on it, on the PC version. It was terrible, terrible. It was really bad. From the performance to the optimization for PC, all kinds of things. It was really, really terrible. And I think that this is one of those things I try to talk about a lot. You know, does it always feel good that a game's not going? And this is there. So I'll bring up another issue here too, right? If this is the reason for delaying a game on a certain platform when it's going to release at the, announced time on other platforms, this is acceptable. This is actually the way it should be, as opposed to something like GTA 5 or GTA 6, I mean, right? Where what they're trying to do is bait people into buying the game twice by not releasing it on PC until a year later. We know that's why they're doing that with GTA 6, right? They're trying to tell everybody they don't have enough money to make the PC version at the same time they're making the console version. Get wrecked, dog. Do you know the company you're talking? You're talking about Take-Two and Rockstar. What? You don't have the money to make a PC version the same time you're making the other ones? Shut up. Shut up. Give me that crap. You know what I mean? So there's definitely differences in why this would be done in the industry, but you know, this is definitely something that needs to be taken more seriously and you know, needs to be taken note of by other developers. This is the way it should be. If your game's not ready for a specific platform, delay it. It can be released later for that platform. We would rather see it that way. We apologize for the delay and aim to minimize the wait for Xbox users. We will announce the release date as soon as it meets our quality standards. That's phenomenal, dude. As far as an Xbox release date, that wasn't confirmed by the company, nor was there any hint as to when a release date would be revealed. Cool. A lot of hype around that game too, man. Cult of the Lamb Unholy Alliance update coming in August. Please, baby, please, baby, please. It costs a lot of money to make a game that looks like PS2 and sells only for PS5. Clearly, Decamarin. Yeah, you're right, dude. You're right. So look, man. I played Cult of the Lamb on release, or very, very close to release, and it was very good. It had I ended up getting a bug in my save file that was really bad, and it required me to end the game a little bit quicker than I wanted to. Though my one big kind of critique of the game was it needed to be harder. I played the game on the hardest difficulty, and I remember it feeling like a breeze. It didn't feel difficult, you know? There were 5 difficulty levels. I played it on the hardest difficulty level, and it didn't feel hard. So one of the things I've always wanted from Cult of the Lamb was for them to readdress difficulty levels. Or difficulty settings, you know? But,
that's what she said.
when we...
Or he said.
Nobody likes it when it's not hard enough, okay? Well played, Ferret. But, dude, I think this game could be a lot of fun in multiplayer. Why just women, Decamarin? Like you're leaving out a whole demographic of people there. Cult of the Lamb Unholy Alliance. So this is bringing in a multiplayer aspect to the game, right? Multiplayer aspect, and I'm really hoping it's not just local co-op. If it's not local co-op, Pinky and I have already talked about playing this together. So the Oh, is it? I thought it was just people in general. Interesting. I'll have to keep that in mind. So the what we saw yesterday in the showcase of Devolver was that they're promoting this as local co-op, and it's going to be really unfortunate if all they're doing is implementing a local co-op mode for this game, rather than it being either or. Local co-op or co-oping, at the very least, you know, being able to co-op with other people online on the same platform, you know, something like that. But we're gonna find out. So Summer Games Fest wasn't the only video game presentation happening today. Devolver held a presentation of their own with a variety of new announcements. One of the reveals features a new content update coming for a game that may be familiar to a lot of you, including those of you that play it on the Nintendo Switch. Has been confirmed that Cult of the Lamb will be getting a new content update on August 12th. The update is called Unholy Alliance. Its main addition involves local co-op, where a friend can play as a new character called The Legend. However, there will also be a ton... Yeah, dude. There will be a ton of additional content that solo players will be able to enjoy. Devolver Digital tweeted the update's reveal trailer on their official Twitter account. Man. I want to see this. Yeah. Yeah, remote play compatible on Steam. This is what I was wondering too. Online co-op eventually, I'm begging. See, this is what everybody's saying, like, why are we only getting local, dude? My face when no online co-op. I knew everybody was going to be saying the same thing I was, dude. Oh, this is awesome. Does it mean we can use Steam Remote Play to play co-op with my pals online? Because everybody wants to play with their friends online, not in a couch co-op setting, dude. I kind of wish this was online co-op. Bro, I hope they're listening to this feedback. This is Cult of the Lamb. Cult of the Lamb. I knew that this is what everybody was going to be saying, dude. Yeah. So, I really hope that Devolver takes this into consideration. I was afraid this is what was... They're only promoting it as local co-op right now. That's unfortunate, dude. When you're going to come out... I mean, I guess it's better than no co-op at all. But, bro... It still feels weird in this day and age when everybody's... I mean, when you're... How often are you going and sitting down at a friend's house to, like, play a game with them? You know what I mean? It happens. But the functionality of and seamlessness of just being able to sit down at your own place on your own device and just link up and play co-op together remotely, right, is really where it's at. It just seems weird that they're like, oh, this is only going to be local co-op. Wait, what? Why? Come on, man. Who is Lego Horizon Adventures for? Anybody that likes fun, funny, entertaining, chill games. They're saying PlayStation's family-friendly spin-off might struggle to land with both adult fans and newcomers. After weeks of internet rumors, Sony's unusual new game was finally made official at Summer Games Fest yesterday. Lego Horizon Adventures, built brick by main Horizon developer Guerrilla in collaboration with Studio Gobo, looks to be exactly what you'd expect from a Lego tie-in. Bright, charming, goofy, and full of things to smash and studs to collect. That's been a recipe for success multiple times over for Lego, but this time around, I'm not so sure. Who exactly is Lego Horizon Adventures for? Yeah, for sure, Florida. Yeah, no doubt. Wait, what? I'm just trying to get to the meat here. Hold on. Lego Horizon Adventures is for children. No, it's not. It's for all ages. It's for all ages. Kids and adults alike love Lego games. And if any of the previous Lego entries are anything to work off of, as they should be, and what to expect coming out of Lego Horizon Adventures, it'll be a game that kids are able to enjoy and adults are able to enjoy. Because again, as they stated, and I was talking about in the same way before, you're talking about these bright, charming, goofy, just smash them up kind of fun kind of games to play. So it's really for people of all ages, man. And I do think it'll be a good game. That's right. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero release date confirmed at Summer Games Fest. Vegeta best boy, by the way. Come here, Spooter. Correct. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is set to revive the iconic Budokai Tenkaichi series and bring it to the next generation. Although many Dragon Ball Z games are largely the same, follow the story from the anime, they are still incredibly fun to play. That's right. The latest game is set to launch soon on console and PC, and during Summer Games Fest, we finally got a release date. And it isn't that far away. There's the man right there. Some Vegeta, let's go. During Summer Games Fest, it was announced that Dragon Ball Sparking Zero will be launching on October 11th on PS5, Xbox Series X, and PC via Steam. Players that pre-order the game will receive 6 characters early, as well as a yet-to-be announced character. The 6 pre-order characters will be Gogeta, Super Saiyan Gogeta, Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta, Broly, Super Saiyan Broly, and Legendary Super Saiyan Broly. You can see them all here. And another playable character. My son's going to be jacked. Super excited. Oh, this comes out a little bit before his birthday, too. Interesting. 2 characters. Well, 2 characters, but 3 variants of each character. Yeah. That's the way they do these games. Yeah. Cool. We'll watch the release date announcement real quick for all the Dragon Ball fans out there.
Peggy 12.
70 bosses, right? That's right, dude. That's right.
A test of power. I guess we'll see.
7 bosses with 10 variants. 70 equals 70 bosses, right? Yeah.
Into a million pieces, just like I did that.
You talking about Krillin? Don't you dare! I'm not going to hell alone. You were only a ride. Are you ready? Do it!
Well, the way you slice it, there's only one way to save Earth. Goodbye, my friends. No matter what it takes, I need to rescue Gohan. Goku, wait!
What? Yo!
Ever forgive you for this! Now you will suffer my wrath.
Either Monka DMCA or Uncle Nas. Man,
I will show you the true form of autonomous Ultra. It's my turn, yes. Change everything, then.
How's the have you done any rating yet, dude, or are you just still prepping? God, stretches today, dude. There you go, man. October 11th. Very cool. A lot of Dragon Ball fans are going to be excited. Two hours until you start. Bro, you're going to miss all the showcases today. Devolver's Indie Game Showcase had Yakuza, Coles, and a creepy reality TV show. Yeah, man, you know, the showcase itself was the production quality and type of production that I expect out of Devolver. They've always got some just weird stuff, which I enjoy. But they didn't showcase very much. For all the games, and I'll bring it up and show you here on Steam in a second. Steam, you know, if you look at Devolver's page, right? You look at Devolver. Oh, interesting. Ferret. Wild, dude. If you look at Devolver, they've got this full list of the next big thing, right? Coming out of Devolver. And you can see I've got a number of things that are wish listed, right? The Crush House I don't really know about yet. But Plucky Squire, Skate Story, Baby Steps, Angerfoot. 4 of the 8 on here I've been excited about for quite some time. weirdly enough, in the showcase last night, of these 8 games that are noted on Steam as being the next big thing coming out of Devolver, 2 of these were showcased. The Crush House and Angerfoot. Which is a little bit odd. And again, for me, of the ones, you know, I was hoping to at least see like 3 of the ones that I was really jacked about, as well as, you know, probably some of the other ones, since they're the ones that are coming to us next. But I don't know, man. It was a little bit underwhelming, I'll be honest with you. So we did get some Cult of the Lamb stuff, but again, the multiplayer, the trailer was like, oh, it looks like it's going to be multiplayer, and then they were like local co-op, and it was like, no, why are you doing this to us, man? So we talked about that already a little bit. They've got the Possessors, which looks kind of cool. Tenjutsu looks cool. There's Angerfoot, which we already knew about. There's a new trailer for that, which looks just wild and looks awesome. Crush House, I don't know about yet. Crush House has got this weird premise of, it's like you're part of filming and trying to like be a part of this drama-filled reality TV show or whatever, and then apparently there's something very dark and ominous happening underneath this house and in the background of what this show is or something. And, you know, so that's the kind of stuff Devolver likes to do, right? So we'll see what that turns into. Now, again, there's the Cult of the Lamb stuff. Talos Principle 2 update, which was huge for Pinky. There are a lot of fans of Talos Principle. And our buddy and Pinky here, Mod, is really jacked about that. But again, for all that stuff that I showed on their, we'll watch Possessors and we'll watch Tenjutsu, but they didn't showcase a whole lot. They didn't showcase a whole lot last night, which I think was underwhelming for a lot of the Devolver fans, in my opinion. It was for me, at least. Let's watch Possessors real quick. Today, man. I'm so there you go, Florida, let's get it. And the other is Tenjutsu. There you go. Yeah, this is the one from the Dead Cells designers, which is notable. This has a vibe. If you know what the Hotline Miami games are, you know, keep that in mind as you watch this. It's got a little bit of a Hotline Miami vibe to it. That was the gist of it, man, for Devolver. That's about it, man. It was, in my opinion, fairly bleak considering what they could have shown, you know? A little bit weird. And again, this is like my favorite publisher in the industry, man. So, This is a pretty cool little deal here. Among Us developer Innersloth announces Indie Game Fund. So the developer behind the smash hit Among Us is helping to fund cool indie projects. So Innersloth has been graced by the gaming gods with a couple of smash hits, Among Us in particular selling tens of millions of copies and being played by even more free on mobile and the Epic Game Store. Now the developer is giving back with a new Indie Game Fund that should see a bunch of more games hit the market. During Jeff the Muppet Keighley's Summer Games Fest presentation today, Innersloth announced a new indie game fund called Outersloth. The purpose of the fund is to help finance cool indie games, but it's a little bit more than that too. Innersloth says it will be offering advice and helping introduce indie devs to partners like publishers, though it stresses that it won't be a full-service publisher itself. It's just here to give out money and help games get to players. Innersloth says that it won't be taking on any credit, authority, or claims over any games, IP, or companies funded by Outersloth's funds, which is cool. It will, however, be looking to recoup its costs and share revenue with funded projects, which is fair enough, really. Here's how the company explains it. Outersloth is for indie developers looking for funds to get their game off the ground or some extra money to finish it. This is a recoup and rev share model, and we've consulted with others to ensure it's at a competitive rate that keeps your sustainability in mind. This is a very good thing, man. The company also says on its website that it won't be touching any blockchain or Web3 games. Fantastic. Yay! And isn't interested in funding VR games or games that are already out in early access or otherwise. It's even announced a host of games that it's already funded, including Mars First Logistics and a few new games like Battlesuit Aces, a card battler sci-fi game from the developers of Battle Chef Brigade. This is great stuff, dude. You know? To see a small company like this find success and try and find a way to give back to the other smaller companies in the industry and help them find that same kind of success with excuse me, without looking to benefit from it. They're literally just trying to help smaller developers. It's awesome, man. It's great stuff. Blumhouse. So there was a lot of Blumhouse talk during when we've seen this in the news for a while now, our video gaming news segments, but we got to see an amount of Blumhouse content yesterday in Summer Games Fest showcase, right? And Blumhouse, if you're not familiar, obviously a lot of people are familiar, but if you're not, the Blumhouse has been in the horror side of the entertainment industry for quite some time now. They do a great job. They really made a name for themselves doing fantastic horror shows, horror-themed shows and movies on very low budgets, actually. And so they've become this very prominent name in the industry for horror-themed entertainment. And so a project hailing from designers Sam Barlow and Brandon Cronenberg was among those that the company teased at Summer Games Fest. Blumhouse has spent years bringing the supernatural and the deranged to the big screen, and now Blumhouse Games is bringing that ethos to the gaming sphere. The company revealed 6 horror-themed video games on Friday that are set to debut later in 2024 and beyond. Created in partnership with independent designers from across the globe, the games were announced during Blumhouse Games' presentation at Summer Games Fest from the YouTube Theater in Hollywood Park. As part of the presentation, the team for Blumhouse Games, which launched last year, debuted a trailer for the forthcoming projects that can be seen below. Summer Game Fest features more than 55 top game companies and partners celebrating the future of the space in the front of a live audience. Quote, "We're blown away by the teams who are creating our first slate of games and truly couldn't be more proud to partner with strong independent game creators who are bringing unique ideas to the horror genre," Blumhouse Games president Zach Wood said in a statement. "Our upcoming titles represent standout storytelling, inventive playstyles, and fresh approaches to scary stories created by game developers who are deeply passionate about horror." Blumhouse founder and CEO Jason Blum added that the gaming division feels like a return to the company's roots. This time fans can get in on the action and immerse themselves in the Blumhouse world. Blum continued, I'm proud of the team, and we hope this first slate of games will entertain, thrill, and terrify players, and we will have more in store for fans soon. Among the games teased in the presentation was Fear the Spotlight, which we have a dedicated article up next for this, from the developer Cozy Game Pals. Launching this year, the game centers on two teens sneaking into a school after hours and learning about a tragedy that took place decades ago. Sleep Awake comes from the developers Eyes Out and game designers Corey Davis, Spec Ops The Line, and Robin Fink, 9 Inch Nails. The first-person psychedelic horror game takes place in the distant future and follows Katja as she deals with dangerous otherworldly forces. Vermilia Studios' Crystal Theater of Idols is a first-person horror adventure set in a terrifying version of Spain where statues of saints spring to life. Grave Seasons hails from developer Perfect Garbage. This pixelated farming and town simulation game is set in Ashen Ridge, where one of the residents is a supernatural serial killer. Created by developer Play Me Studio, Simulation focuses on a retired game designer whose only evidence for a crime is a never-before-seen horror game. Project C is from developer Half Mermaid Productions, in addition to game designer Sam Barlow, Her Story, and Brandon Cronenberg, Possessor. The concept is described as twisted and heartbreaking. I think might be able to go here. Do they have just Blumhouse in here? I don't know. Probably not. If you go to the future, not Future Games, Summer Games Fest, where is it? Right here. You can probably see a lot of them in here. But you also might be able to go to, it's not the same thing, is it? Blum? I don't think so. No. Doesn't look like it yet. Okay, so what I would say is, if you come to the Summer Games Fest page on Steam, you'll be able to find some of these titles that were shown last night from Blumhouse and see what they're all about. Like, there's Fear the Spotlight, you know, stuff like that, okay? I think, just link this page to you. Let me see here. Yeah, sure. There you go. This also at the bottom has Day of the Devs. So we've covered both of these today. You'll be able to see all these games that are on Steam for both of these showcases that we watched yesterday. And get a look at a lot of those games that were showcased and everything too, okay? But I'll link this as well. Fear the Spotlight. This is one of the games that we're talking about right now with Blumhouse. And we'll just watch the trailer real quick. Oh, this is their Summer Game Fest. This isn't just, this is all their games, I think, they were showcasing yesterday.
Dark times await us.
Yeah, this is Crystal Theater. So we'll get a look at all of these right now. This is the cozy farming sim with the serial killer. Grave Seasons.
I cannot sleep. I cannot sleep. I must not sleep. I am terrified to sleep. And I am scared to death to stay awake.
Don't worry, Viv. If any ghosts actually show up,
right?
I'll protect you.
Fear the Spotlight, yeah.
Amy?
I'll save you, no matter what. Just go home, Viv.
Amy!
The local police department asked me to help with a case. Why would they need a game designer? It should have some developer mode.
Dark times await us.
There you go. There's a look at all the games coming from Blumhouse. If you're into horror titles, hopefully we'll be getting some good stuff out of them, you know. Apparently, a trailer for Fear the Spotlight was supposed to be uploaded later today. And that was yesterday, so it should be out already, I guess. Announcement marks Fear the Spotlight at Blumhouse Games' first release. The game will be released later this year on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series X and S, and PC. Okay? Yeah, it's out already. Cool. So it'll be out there if you want to go take a look at it. There's that link for that if you want to see anything else in that article. Body Cam is out on Steam and feels more like a horror game than a competitive shooter. The multiplayer FPS uses realistic video effects to create an uncanny experience. This is going to feel... yeah, like Unrecord. That's what I was getting ready to say. It's got that fisheye effect like Unrecord does. A couple of years ago, gameplay footage of a creepily realistic-looking body cam shooter went viral. That game called Unrecord isn't out yet, but now we have our first taste of what it feels like to play a shooter from the warped perspective of a GoPro with a new FPS called Body Cam, which just released in early access on Steam. In my experience so far, it's more horror than tactics. Like Unrecord, Body Cam pairs Unreal Engine 5 environments with camera-like movement and distortion effects to create the illusion that we've somehow been sucked into a live leak video. Unrecord is the more convincing looking of the two. Unrecord looks so realistic. Body Cam's blown-out video effect is still uncanny in moments. The biggest difference between the games is that Unrecord is single-player and Body Cam is multiplayer. But either way, the question is posed. Do we want first-person shooters that look like realistic Body Cam footage? The body cam thing is a heck of an effect. No other shooter has made me feel uneasy in quite the way body cam does. One thing that makes it hard is that, unlike eyeballs, the cameras we're inhabiting have a terrible night vision, so other players are often fragments of silhouettes in corners, unseen until their muzzles flash. And the gunfire is loud, another effort to reproduce the effect of real shooting. It all comes together to make something that's stressful. It ain't your father's FPS, in other words, and I guess I'm dad here. I'll go back to bunny hopping and X-Defiant. Jesus Christ. They really need to nerf the bunny hopping bullcrap. It's so stupid. But I do think Body Cam's novelty could attract a following. Definitely an early access game. Let's take a look at this real quick. Let's take a look at this. I haven't really seen this, I don't think. Yeah, so it came out yesterday. We got mixed reviews so far. Having server issues. Beginning's fun, but like 2 to 3 games after that, it gets boring. Day one, people can't manage to ready up post-negative feedback. I mean, if you pay money for a game and there's performance issues preventing you from being able to play it, yeah, provide negative feedback. You should. The ready system will kill this game. Every lobby I try to join, there's always 1 to 2 people that just don't ready up, and we have to sit there and just wait. Or make it where after 1 minute, it kicks the person that's not ready. Who thought this was a good idea? I can't even find a game to play because no lobby has everyone ready in it. Oh, Jesus Christ, dude. Currently a lobby simulator. Yeah, that's bad. That's a pretty bad implementation. It sucks that that's what's crushing stuff. They need to fix that. But that feels bad. That's a bad development implementation on the side of the developers. You know, it's a bad mechanic for lobbies. That's why most lobbies in games like this nowadays, you know, it's just a timer. There's just a timer. You've got an amount of time. Lobby gets matched up, right? You get matched up in a lobby. And then once the lobby's matched up, you got a timer for just dropping into the match. And whatever needs to be done in the preparation for dropping into the match, you better get it done because you're about to drop in, dude. You know? The ready up crap is a thing of the past, man. Like, archaic past for the most part. There are some ways in which it can still work, but it can't just be a very basic system like what they're trying to do in this game. It doesn't work like that. Valorant is coming to consoles but won't have crossplay. This is kind of funny. I mean, we were talking yesterday about how if it's coming to consoles, there's going to be a big war about, you know, Riot's going to have to address the debacle of if there's cross-play, there's going to be the you know, we need aim assist because keyboard and mouse is better. And then keyboard and mouse are going to go, why is their aim assist so OP? You know, like, they don't even have to aim. You know, it's always that debacle. So Valorant is coming to PS5 and Xbox Series X and S as soon as next week with a limited beta test. But apparently what we're finding out is that's not going to be the case. They're not going to have those issues because they're not going to allow crossplay, right? Riot Games announced these long-awaited ports for its competitive hero shooter. Thank you for this soup, by the way, buddy. Appreciate it. Notably, while Valorant on consoles will feature cross-progression, it won't have cross-play. The lack of crossplay may come as a disappointment to some players who hope to party up with their friends on PC. Riot Games says that it made the decision to maintain Valorant standards for competitive integrity. I will accept that. I'll accept that, as well as the fact that Riot doesn't want to deal with the bullcrap. You know what I mean? They don't want to deal with the bullcrap of the crying about, you know, using a controller and it's not, you know, I'm getting crushed by keyboard and mouse players, so we need aim assist, and try to implement aim assist, and then keyboard and mouse cry about, you know what I mean, the aim assist is too powerful, it's insane, you know what I mean? It's always this, you know? So, I don't blame them, to be honest, but, you know, you're also going to have those people that don't feel good about it, because they're going to go, well, now I still can't cross-play with my friends and stuff, so they're going to throw a fit. It wouldn't be fair for those with a controller to face off against players using a keyboard and mouse to control the game, after all. It also wouldn't make sense because Riot Games is not only adapting Valorant's control scheme for the Xbox and PlayStation controllers, but reworking some gameplay features as well. Namely, it added a new feature called Focus that makes hip-fire feel more precise on a controller. Valorant production director Arnav Gilfason elaborated on this in a comment provided to Digital Trends. Quote, when adapting any features for console, our goal was to provide the Valorant moment on a new platform. That meant not simply adapting the input method, but ensuring that the experience stays true to the original. We achieved this through multiple iterations, analyzing how problems were solved by other games, and most importantly, getting player feedback, a lot of player feedback. We're also very excited to create the best competitive experience for controllers. This required changes to the game to ensure that it feels right and fair on consoles, so we included new features like focus where needed, adapted agent abilities, and many others to deliver that goal. With these improvements, other changes had to be made, including not allowing PC to console crossplay, all to ensure that we maintain Valorant standards for competitive integrity. Thankfully, Valorant will feature cross-progression and shared player inventory across PC and consoles. All future patches and updates will also happen simultaneously across PC and consoles as well. If you want to try Valorant on PS5 or Xbox Series S, you can sign up to the playtest the ports on the game's official website right now. They've got links, so here you go. I don't blame Riot. I don't blame Riot one bit, dude. That's actually it, dude. That's the news, guys. I knew we'd have a lot this morning. We had a lot we had to, like, basically rehash and recover about the showcases we watched yesterday. For anybody that didn't get to watch them, that way you're kind of more up to date on what was showcase. I'll be honest, it feels kind of very lackluster right now on the front of showcases for what we got to experience yesterday. Maybe today will be better. Maybe not. We'll see. We'll see. But as a whole, yesterday, I mean, there was some alright stuff. There was some decent stuff, but it wasn't as exciting as one would hope, I don't think. I think that's for most people the consensus right now about what's going on right now with the summer game showcases. So we'll see what happens moving forward. We've got a great rest of the day. We've got probably about an hour and a half of some X-Defiant about to pop off with the community, and then it'll be showcases for the rest of the day. We literally have at 11 o'clock my time. So this is when the showcases are starting. I'll give you some different time zones. So Wholesome Games starts at 9 o'clock Pacific, 11 o'clock Central. That's my time, stream time. 12 o'clock p.m. Eastern, and 5 p.m. BST, okay? So, that's when we're going to start watching our showcases. That's like an hour and 50 minutes from now. 50. Almost 2 hours from now. A little bit under that. And we will be watching showcases throughout the rest of the afternoon, okay? So, we've got a showcase at that time at, and I'll give you stream time. So, 11, 12, 1, 1:30, and 2. So we'll be watching showcases all the way up until probably like Future Game Show probably won't end until about 3:30 or so, I'm guessing. So we'll be watching showcases all afternoon. All right, guys. Here's the link for the showcases and the times that I'm getting off of Games Radar's site, and that's what we're going off of, okay? So there you go. But, yeah, appreciate it. Good news segment and a lot of good conversation, and I don't know. We'll get more information today on more games coming, and we'll have a more talk tomorrow morning in the news segment for Sunday on the 9th about what we find out today in these showcases coming up later on. All right, but appreciate everybody being here and being a part of what we're doing. We'll play some games and we'll watch the rest of the showcases today. If anybody's hanging out and you're not familiar with what we do, this is the jam, man. 6 days a week, every day but Wednesday, starting off with video gaming news, trying to stay current with what's happening in the industry, as well as promoting a healthier industry for ourselves as video gaming enthusiasts and consumers, man. Then we go play games. We have a good time together. Awesome community here, always presenting a welcoming experience, an inclusive place where people don't have to worry about, being bullied. It's a safe place. We have a lot of fun. It's good vibes, dude. We laugh a lot. And it's just about lifting one another up every single day. And just knowing that you always have a place to go to enjoy video games together, but that you've got friends that you can, are always going to be here and be here for you, man. So if you can dig that vibe, come be a part of it when we're doing it, I guess other than that, stay healthy, stay safe, be kind. Hope everybody's weekend's going very well. And, yeah, I don't know. We'll have a great rest of the day. I'm not going anywhere. I'm just going to run us an outro real quick to kind of sum up the news segment. And we'll be back with more video gaming news for tomorrow's stream on June 9th. All right? You guys rock. I'll see you in a second.